All right. Let's see, everything's here. I think we're good. I think we can start. I think. So, I did not do any streaming this weekend. Sorry, I'm just moving some shit out of the way. I was tired. I had some friends that wanted to hang out, so we hung out, and I was busy and I had a bunch of house stuff to do, and yeah. And I've been 3D printing every day for almost all week, so I stopped printing today just so I can stream because my printers are over there somewhere, so you'd be able to hear them as I'm doing. I'm already building big. I can't build any faster. I can try. Maybe I'll think about it. Anyway, plan for right now is to put a pause on the wings because I don't know if I messed something up or they warped or something like that, but they're not really aligning 100%. So if I put this one together real quick, you can see this huge gap. It's because these things are not aligning with their holes in here. They're off by like a millimeter or two. It's entirely possible that I messed something up when I was putting these together, so I'm debating whether I should just reprint them, which I don't necessarily want to do, or I might just cut these nubs off and just make it flat. Because the ones over here on this little part align fine. It's the ones in the bigger part that don't really align. And I'm having a similar issue on the other wing. So I don't know. I'll figure that out later, but today we will be putting together the body with the legs and the neck, the head, and tail pieces. What is this? Is this neck? I think this is neck. Or this is neck. This might be tail. I have a lot of tail pieces. Look at this shit. So much. Anyway, that's what we'll be working on tonight. Hopefully I can get it all done. But we shall see. And hopefully I don't mess it up so that I can actually put it together on the base. Which I won't be doing until I paint it, but I'll make sure that it... I might not be able to if the glue's not set. But anyway, that's what we're doing tonight. That's what we're working on. And hopefully it works out the way I hope it does. So again, we're going to be using epoxy glue, because it did hold really well for this. Like, it's pretty solid, even though there are some decent gaps that we're gonna have to fill. So yeah, I'm gonna move this out of the way because the base is taking up way too much space right now. And then we can get going on gluing stuff onto the body. So I think I'll start with the legs first. This is a front leg that goes here. This is the back leg. Okay, so let's do the legs first, and then we can figure stuff out from there. So I got my Q-tips, I got my alcohol, We got our super glue, which I actually don't have a lot left. It's a dragon. The ding dong is hidden behind the scales. That's why you can't see it. Somewhere in this region. The scale split open and the ding dong comes out. That's how dragons work. Exactly. All right, so let's go get started. I should be able to get the body done. Actually, before I go too far, we need to make sure that I don't have to sand a whole bunch of stuff, which I likely will have to, because there's a wee bit of roughness or unwanted roughness here. So let me get some sanding sticks. Where did I put them? You have one here. One here, which is the same. Yes, some wee roughness. Okay, let's see. That feels too rough. This feels okay. Just want to get rid of some of the roughness from the supports when I was printing this. Yeah, everything's just so damn expensive right now. It probably is cheaper just to get it pre-built, because then you take advantage of like OEM prices. It's all AI's fault. It's still pretty expensive though for getting a pre-built. Luckily, I'm not at the point where my PC needs an upgrade yet. Although I do need to get a CPU so I can upgrade the PC we have downstairs. Because I already have the motherboard and RAM for it. I just need to pick up a CPU, but yeah, see, I'm still gaming at 1080p, but that's mostly because it's a limitation of my monitor. My monitor's an ultra widescreen 1080p, so I just need to upgrade my monitor. Which is probably next on the list, but CPU for the PC downstairs is priority once I start working again, or have some form of income coming in. Because, you know, that would be helpful. Yeah, I think the next step I'd take is probably just upgrade my monitor to a 1440p monitor. Probably keep it in the ultra widescreen range because I kind of like having that, along with my secondary and, well, my other 3 monitors because I'm running 4 monitors right now. One of them's technically a drawing tablet, but I haven't really drawn a lot on it so far because there is a little bit of a learning curve to it. Yeah. I don't know if I'd go with a curved monitor. I might. But curved monitors are pretty nice, especially in ultra wide. But yeah, getting 2 PCs, oof. In this economy, what happened here? There's a little bit of weirdness going on here. I don't know if you can see it very well. Oh well, we'll sand it. Probably won't really be able to see it very well because there's going to be the wings attached right here. So, is it this one? Yeah. So yeah, the wing attaches right there. So I guess I should clean it off. Sorry for the annoying sound if it's coming through. Just give me 1 second here. Sorry about that. I just had a delivery of homemade cookies, which I'll try in a bit. I want to get some of this sanding done first. And if I do a good enough job at this, it'll make the painting look that much better. Should probably flatten up inside here too. Yeah, that's probably a good plan. That's basically what I'm doing with the PC downstairs. Because when was it? It was early this year. My current PC started having some weird issues, and in order to troubleshoot it, I ended up buying a whole new motherboard, some extra RAM, or like new RAM for it, because it kept having issues with the memory. Turns out the problem was with the actual CPU. So I have a whole brand new motherboard. Well, not a brand new motherboard, it's the motherboard I was using before, and enough RAM for it. All I need to do is get a CPU for it. So I'm just gonna put it in the case in the PC downstairs, which used to be Zoe's PC, and upgrade it that way. It still has the ancient GPU that was in it, but it should be more than enough for what that PC gets used for anyway. It just gets used for playing The Sims 4 and like browsing the internet and watching YouTube and stuff, so it should be fine. And if it ends up not being fine, then I'll just upgrade my GPU and put my current GPU in the PC downstairs, because it's at least 4 generations old, the one in the downstairs. Yeah, those aren't really heavy games, so they don't really need that much. Okay, this side's good. This dude has a few little nubbies. And I'm gonna have to do some gap filling too anyway, so. And I'm not planning on attaching the wings. Once they're done, I'm gonna paint the body and the wings separate and then attach them, because it'll just be a lot easier to paint that way. Okay, this dude has a few nubs. And there are some actual holes and pits, which is a little bit annoying, but I don't think it's a big deal because it's the bottom of the leg and I don't think anybody's going to be looking up at the model because I'm not hanging it from the ceiling. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna hang this thing from the ceiling fan. I don't even think the ceiling fan will be able to spin with this hanging from it. I should probably be wearing a mask. I know I said that last time too, but gonna die of resin dust inhalation. And I'm not going to be gluing the dragon onto the base either. Everything's going to be painted separately because this thing is way too huge to be printing in one piece. And I still need to figure out color schemes. So maybe one of these streams, what we'll do is we'll just spend some time figuring out. That is true. My body has been conditioned to consume microplastics my whole life. How's the music volume? Is it all right? I didn't change it from last time, but you never know. Perfect. I don't want to make it too loud, but I do want to make sure it's there that people can hear it in case I stop talking, which I tend to do sometimes. Should probably also figure out what to do with the footage I'm recording too. So I'm actually recording the straight camera footage to separate video files too. Maybe I can do some shorts or stuff with it. That might be neat. maybe do some YouTube videos on it. Who knows? Sky's the limit, right? Yep. OnlyFans shots. Maybe I should also look into Patreon. Maybe if I start getting a bit more consistent with my streaming, I can do that. I wonder how long my account would last on OnlyFans if I set it up to not be porn. Just wait till I bust out the EDM playlist. I think that's the playlist I was playing last time. I think it was the EDM playlist. Yeah. Sure, I'd get lots of views doing that. Okay, so some of these have holes in them that we're gonna have to fill. So I'm wondering, yeah, I should probably fill the holes like this. What the hell, guys? They should have put the hole here, not here. Anyway, I should probably fill these holes before I start gluing it together, because it's probably going to be a pain in the ass to fill those after. This isn't sanded, and this one isn't sanded yet. Okay. I think this one's pretty good for now. Kinda tempted to try it. Just set up an OnlyFans account that's actually not porn and see how well it does. I'm sure there are some, because I'm pretty sure the original intent for OnlyFans wasn't necessarily porn. I'm pretty sure the original intent was to be like a competitor to Patreon, but they had looser rules. So it let porn kind of proliferate, right? It might be a fun little experiment to set up. And then I can tell everyone that I have an OnlyFans account and let them make whatever assumptions they want to make. Or maybe, hey Roman, just talking about opening an OnlyFans account. I could do it and not have porn on it, or I could open an OnlyFans account and do like spicy 3D prints. Yeah, basically. It's the biggest reason why the internet exists. Everybody knows the internet's for porn. Everything else is just coincidental. Only fix it. Maybe. And then exclusively stream all of my Satisfactory content just on OnlyFans. You have to pay to watch me play Satisfactory. That would be hilarious for however short of a lifetime it would have. Okay, I think this one's good enough. I don't need it to be 100% perfect because again, people won't be looking at it from underneath. Although I do want these crystals to look nice. I could let the dogs out. I'm sure there'd be a market for people wanting to look at my nasty feet. Okay, I need to move this so that I don't keep knocking into it while I work on this stuff. See, now I'm getting tempted. Since I'm unemployed, I might as well try to get some other sources of income. I was thinking Patreon first, but maybe I'll just set up an OnlyFans account up. Mostly for the laughs. And then when my family asks what I do, I'm like, yeah, I have an OnlyFans account. And just don't elaborate. Just let them make their own assumptions. Why is my phone... Oh, okay. Not important. Okay. I don't want to sand it too much to get rid of some of this detail because it's really nice detail, but I do want to get rid of the nubs. And then when I prime it, I'll probably see some other areas that I'll likely need to fix. But that's okay. It's supposed to be a long weekend this weekend, right? Kind of lost track because I haven't been working for a bit. Fun. Maybe I'll do an extra stream on Monday. You're off tomorrow, lucky. Well, maybe I shouldn't say lucky since I've technically been off since the 4th, so. But I do have someone I'm going to be helping for a festival, helping them set up like a mail merge and stuff, looking for volunteers, so. That's right, you're... Damn. But yeah, Seabass, you're still packing for your move, right? Yeah, so next week I have someone I'm going to be working with just to help them set up some mail merges and stuff for some volunteer work that they're doing. But apparently they've also been unemployed, but for a year. They've been looking for a job for the past year, which is not boding well for my job search. Oh, nice. Good timing. Do a couple of free dump runs. How much is it though? Is it like super expensive to do a dump, like just to drop things off at the dump, or is it based on weight? Or I've never had to do that. God damn, you're really downsizing there. Nobody wanted to buy like a used TV or treadmill or anything, like Facebook Marketplace, or you just didn't want to deal with it? Ah. That makes sense. Okay, so you're done. I think I already did this one. This one's good. This one's good. Okay, so before we start gluing stuff together, let's fill in some holes before I lose access to them. So I need this stuff, which is basically an epoxy putty, and grab some sculpting tools. No, you're not on the OnlyFans page quite yet. Hey Speed, welcome. Let me just pull out the head. Give me 1 second. I'm just gonna grab some sculpting tools, which I have never used before. The head, I don't know how well you can see it considering there's a shit ton of light on it right now. And it's gray. Here's a side view. If it's focusing on it, I don't know if it focused. I can't really see. But yeah, that's the head. But this is the body. Thing's friggin' huge. All right, so epoxy putty. Let's get some of the dust off of this, if I can. Where's me alcohol? There. Yes, it's going to be massive. I think, I haven't measured it, but from what I've seen online, it's going to be around 26 inches across from wingtip to wingtip. So yeah, it's pretty friggin' big, and it's going to be a beast to paint. Biggest thing I've put together and painted for sure. Let's get some lube. Which I haven't even opened yet. Oh god, this stuff looks gross. So this is cream. I read and I saw a bunch of people online using it when they're working with different epoxy putties, and it helps the epoxy putty not stick to your tools. Yeah, like, this is one set of wings. Massive, massive. I have to figure out how to get the wings together because they don't line up, but that's okay. I will figure that out. Anyway, this cream, it's basically just to keep the epoxy putty from sticking to the tools and stuff, because if I use water, it kind of dissolves the epoxy putty a little bit, which is not really what we want. And I think I might play around with the stream settings and stuff, and I might have a picture like there maybe of what the dragon's supposed to look like from a picture from Loot Studios or something, just so you guys can see what I'm aiming for. But yeah, he's a big boy. So I'm just putting a little bit of epoxy putty together so I can fill some of these holes that are in some weird spots. Like this one here, which I don't know why they put a hole here, but I will not question it. This one and this one. Some weird spots, but see if I can fix those and make them look seamless. That's going to be the challenge. All right, grab a little chunk. Let's do this one because it's hidden way over here. So if I mess up, it's not that big of a deal. And I have a decent amount of working time on this, so I'm not worried about working fast. It's not like the glue that has like a 5-minute work time. But basically, I just want to make sure to press it in the hole. That's what she said. And then work it with some of these tools. And you're supposed to put a tiny amount on this. And these are silicone, so it's not supposed to stick to it anyway, but Sometimes it does. Yeah, there's a little bit of that on this channel. Just a little bit. Okay, so that's actually not bad. Can we refine it a little bit? There's this hair that's being annoying. Success. Actually looks not bad. Can you see it? Probably not, because it's behind a bunch of shit. But yeah, so I guess if I take a little tiny bit of water, I can sort of smooth it out a little bit. And it just makes it look like there's a little bit of an indentation in there. Okay, let's leave that for a little bit. Oof, I don't want to touch that one right now. Let's do this one. Again, shape it a little bit. There. This one you can see a little bit better what I'm doing. Just squish it in. And then smooth it out. Get rid of some of the excess. Yeah, I 3D printed this. It took me like 3 weeks to 3D print it. And I have a pretty big printer because I just upgraded to the Saturn 4 16K Ultra or something like that. I used to have an Elegoo Mars 2 Pro. And I would have never been able to print this on the Mars 2. The Mars 2 is way too small for that. And it was kind of bad timing actually, because I got the Saturn right around the end of April. That's when I bought it. And then I got let go from my job on May 4th. It's like, god damn it. Because I got it on a payment plan, so I just made my last payment on it today. Actually, it just went through. But yeah, the Saturn 4 is way bigger, so it was the only way I'd be able to print something like that. And even then it took me like 3 weeks printing like two full plates a day on most days. So, and this is by far the biggest project I've ever worked on, so some firsts. I think it'll turn out good. We'll have to see. This, it's just a silicone tip. It's to help me shape and smooth out the epoxy putty. so that I don't have to sand it when it's dry, or at least I don't have to sand it as much. I've never used these before. This is actually the first time I'm using these. I bought like a couple of cheap packs of them off of Amazon. I got them because all the cool kids were using them. At least all the people that I watch, like painting and sculpting and stuff, they all use these. So I figured, you know, if all the cool kids are doing it, I should do it too. Because I want to be one of the cool kids. And they're actually working out fairly well. I might still have to sand it a little bit, but it should be fine. I just won't have to sand it as much, and it'll look a lot more seamless. Or at least that's the hope. I don't generally do a lot of sculpting. I mostly do like gap filling, and even then that's fairly minimal on the figures that I usually work on. So that looks pretty decent, right? It looks like it fits in. No other holes. This one, I don't know if I really need to fill in this hole. Where's the base? Where does this one fit? It's a back leg on this side. Oh no, it's a front leg on this side, so it fits right here. So yeah, I should fill it in. God damn it. Oh. Why am I getting Discord alerts? What the heck? Okay. Let's see if we can get this also looking good. I need a paper towel here. There. Because I don't want too much of it on them, but just enough so that they don't stick. I'm still figuring out what shape is good for what. So and they're pretty pliable. They're not super stiff. That's what she said. Crap, I just poked a hole in it. Will that make a difference? A little tiny bit. Let's see if we can smooth some of this out. I can always just put another piece in. Maybe it's because I'm pushing it in too hard. Maybe that's the reason why. So let's just smooth it out. Just see if we can get it to sort of conform to the shape of the foot. Okay, that part doesn't really matter that much. Seeing if I can draw some scale details so it just doesn't look like a smooth blob. And I don't really need to detail the whole thing. It is going to be mostly hidden. So it's not like it's super critical. Ooh. Get rid of some of this excess. Nice. Congratulations on being a grandfather. Second time, right? I still have quite a few years to go before I'm a grandfather. Okay, I think that's about as good as I'm gonna get it. It doesn't look horrible, but it is also going to be mostly hidden. Ah. Oh. Was he calling you Grumps because you were grumpy? Okay. I like this one. I don't know why I prefer this one. Maybe it's just the shape. Maybe I should have just got the one instead of getting like 2 packs of sculpting tools. Not. There we go. This one goes in the front. Oh, it goes into this. So yeah, it'd probably be pretty visible. Okay, how does this... Like that? Yeah, so this goes more towards the front of the base, so yeah, it's gonna be more visible, so... You need to do a little bit more work to make it blend in. Although, once I prime it, it might not be quite as visible. There. I kind of want to shape it into a ball and then squish it a little bit because that's closer to the shape I'm looking for, even though it's a tiny bit too big. This is actually good practice for when I start filling in the cracks for the rest, because there's going to be a lot of gap filling. Oops. Dang it. Not what I wanted to do. But that actually might have turned into a happy little accident. Let's see if we can round it off a little bit. Sometimes your finger is the better tool for some stuff. Again, that's what she said. Should make an emoji for that. That actually, I'm happy with that. Sand it down a tiny bit once it's dry, which takes about 24 hours. And it should be practically invisible. Or that's what I have to keep telling myself. Too much. Yeah. Okay. There. Try to follow the shape of the scales that are already there. Getting better at this, I think. Hey Vaughn, welcome to the stream. We're building a big ass dragon. Oh, hey Tyler. Welcome. You can watch me building this big ass dragon. Let's see. It's actually pretty good. There we go. So other than Seabass doing some packing and dump runs, anybody else have big plans for the long weekend? It's practice. It's all practice, mostly. And these, well, these ones take a little bit more work than your regular Warhammer shit, but still not too bad. Yeah, I might print some more stuff. What are you printing? More small figures or just something huge? Is it going to be as big as this one? Because you should definitely make something this big. And send me pictures. I want to see what you're working on. What do you do for work, Speed? If that's not too much to ask. Oh, nice. Yeah, we have, there's a pinball arcade not too far from where I live. And the owner of that pinball arcade is making another one in the strip mall that's just behind my house. It's like a 2-minute walk from my house. So that's gonna be pretty cool. It used to be a bar and like pool and live music venue, but now it's gonna be an arcade. Yeah, exactly. They're putting it in the brass monkey. Oh, damn. 240. That's a lot of people. Yeah, I don't know when they're going to be opening it, but should be before the end of the year. So now when I have people come over to hang out, we can go hang out at the arcade. Just like I used to do when I was in high school, which was way too long ago. It's, I can't remember the guy's name, but he has another pinball arcade down the street on Baseline, not far from my place. But he also owns a pinball repair company, and he might own another couple of pinball places, so I don't know. But yeah, I'm not sure who the owner is. At least I don't know his name. But from the article I read, they said it's going to be the biggest pinball arcade in Canada. Which I don't know how high of a bar that is, but it's going to be pretty cool. It's going to be mostly pinball machines, but I think they said there are going to be a few classic arcade games too. So it's going to be pretty fun to check out. I think they're not going to be serving food, but I think they said they're going to be getting a liquor license, so they'll be able to serve like drinks and alcohol. But they are going to allow outside food and drink. Yeah, it probably is. But they're also going to be letting like people bring their own food and drink. So plus there are a couple of like restaurants around in that strip mall. There's like a shawarma place and a sushi place and another couple of places. So I don't know, I think it'll be good business there. What do we think? Not bad? Still looks kind of a little bit round to me. But I think once we put primer and start painting it, it'll probably be a lot less noticeable. So I think that's it. This one didn't have some holes in some weird spots. That's not gonna get hidden. Nope. And what about head? Looks fine. The 5 million tail parts look fine. I think we can start gluing. Just form this into some sort of a rock. Do I have something I can use to give it texture without making a huge mess and breaking shit? That's why I'm completely redoing my hobby organization. And it's taking a shit ton of filament to do it, but it's going to be so worth it when it's done. thought I had like a rock or something I was using for texturing rocks, artificial rocks. Plus, having my new hobby organizational system will let me just have everything within reach. Where did I put those? Ah. Container of rocks. So I can use this for dioramas and stuff. Give it some texture. Because, you know, why waste this stuff? It's a little bit expensive. There, that kind of looks like a rock now. All right, put that down. Yeah, it'll be nice to have over here completely organized. It's mostly there, and I'm about 6 rolls of filament used so far doing it. I'm currently using up rolls 7 and 8 for it. But yeah, it's gonna be pretty sweet once it's done. I still need to figure out a few things on it, and I think I'm gonna be moving my because my monitor's over there. I'm gonna be moving it over here so that it's right in front of me and I don't have to keep looking to my right, and it'll open up some more space on the right. All right, I don't need these guys anymore, so I can put them away. Might as well put the X-Acto knife away. Now the fun part. We start gluing. So I just want to make sure I have everything I need. And I had an extra thing of super glue. So I'm gonna open that because I'm probably gonna need it. What I'm doing is I'm using both. What do you mean? What? Glitching? How about now? Let's go check. I really need to run some wire up here. What am I looking for? I'm looking for this. Yeah, it looks like my Wi-Fi is going crazy. Gosh darn it. Seems to be okay right now. But yeah, I'm probably gonna have to pick up some network cable and run some to the basement, which is gonna be a pain in the ass, but I think I need to do that. It's kind of annoying because the Wi-Fi isn't actually that far from here, but it is going through 2 floors, so. But are we good now? I'm looking at it and it seems to be okay. Ooh, cookie. Sorry, I took a bite of chocolate chip cookie and It wasn't as chewy as I thought it was. Yeah, they were saying they were gonna try to keep having some live music there. Probably won't be as loud as what was going on before, but at least there's still going to be a venue for some live music, so. All right, let's mix up a little bit of epoxy. Blech. I don't want to mix up too much at a time because it does have a 5-minute working time. Come on. Yeah, it would have been a shame if they didn't keep with the live music, because there aren't that many live music venues around here. Mixy mixy. So good thing about using a silicone mat and not mixing it directly on here is that when the glue's dry, I can just peel it off, because nothing, well, I can't say nothing, but very few things actually stick to this. All right, that should be good enough. So which one are we doing first? Let's do this one. So I think what the strategy is going to be is we try to get the glue into here. That'll provide most of the hold. And then on the outside, I'll use the super glue, because the super glue will only take a few seconds to grab. So I don't have to sit here for 5 minutes waiting for the glue to grab before moving on to the next one. So I might be able to get a couple of legs out of each batch of glue that I mix up. Yeah, a lot of spots have closed down. Damn COVID. Partially, I guess. And this super glue I'm using is a gel super glue, just because the surfaces aren't perfect, so it'll give me a little bit more chance for it to grab and actually do what it needs to do. Did they close before COVID? I thought they closed. Oh, they might actually have. Oh God. Too much glue. Okay, so this is going to be a lot easier to deal with than the wings. Whoops. And hopefully I won't have as much gap filling that I'll need to do. Ah. Okay, stop messing with it so much and just focus. And give the super glue enough time to do its thing. I just want to make sure that I get as much of the squeeze out of the epoxy dealt with as I can, because epoxy is a real pain in the ass to sand because it's slightly flexible. And I don't want to deal with that. Damn. Okay, there we go. Just hold it for a little bit to give the super glue a chance. It's not perfectly aligned, but I think it's close enough. Just a little bit of a gap, but it's actually not too bad. There we go. That's one. Just want to make sure that it's mostly clean. Okay. First leg done. This one goes here. Okay, the screw's still mostly okay, so we have a wee bit of time. Don't put quite as much in this time. That'll work. And that's way too much. Tiny little bit in here. Okay, where did I? There it is. Oh man, I just saw this one starting to move away from where I wanted it to, but okay, I should stop messing with it and just leave it and then deal with it later. Much less squeeze out on this one. Much, much better. And hold it for a minute. And this is all on the bottom, so probably not going to see it too much, but still wanted to make sure. Still want to make sure that it looks decent. I also do not want to lose the texture that's here. Okay, I think that's grabbed enough. Let's cap this so it doesn't dry. Don't want to spill alcohol all over the place. And should probably mix up. Maybe I can use this. Should I risk it? Yeah, let's risk it for the biscuit. Should work okay. There. I'll have to mix up some more for the last leg, but I'm okay with that. Ah. Okay, more glue. Here, 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 here. Okay. Wait. Yeah, this way. Okay. Wow. This one got no squeeze out. Damn. Would be handy if I had another pair of arms. That is indeed what she said. Give the super glue enough time. I think that's pretty good. God, this thing's so big. That's what she said. Okay. Stay. Okay, you go this way. Perfect. Okay. So for this, I'm just gonna mix up a tiny amount. Because I don't want to mix up enough to do the tail or the neck or anything quite yet. Should work. I can probably use the same one to mix it. So I shouldn't need a whole lot for it to hold. I'm pretty sure when Loot Studios put it together for painting, I'm pretty sure they just used super glue. I don't think they used epoxy, but I wanted to use epoxy just to make sure that it held enough. Maybe that wasn't enough glue. don't fall. There. Mix up another tiny amount. That tiny amount I did was too tiny. Ah, God. Make sure it's mixed properly. Yeah, that should be enough. Yeah, that'll work. Grab super glue. Come on, there we go. One-handed, look at that. Real pro. Yeah, I think there might have been a few print issues on it because I'm seeing some weird flaps, but should be fine. Just wiping up a little bit of the squeeze out. Okay, I think the super glue has grabbed. So I'm gonna set this aside for a minute because I want to glue. I wasn't really wanting to do it, but I think I need to glue this guy on the base before I paint it, just because of the way it ties in with the rest of the base. And just for a test, everything should just slot in. So that goes there, and this goes there. Oh my God, look at that. Jeez, this thing. Here, let me bring this camera up a bit. Look at that. Oh my God. Okay, pull it off gently so we don't disturb the legs. And you balance over here. I'm gonna put something in front so it doesn't fall over. Okie dokie. Let's glue this. Let's make the bottom flat because there's lots of support nubs on it. There. There we go. Okay. So let's glue this guy on. Make sure that part's clean. Okay. I could probably get away with just doing super glue for this part, but I've already gone this far. Might as well. Okay. There. Tiny little bit in there. Ouch. These crystals are sharp. Yeah, it is pretty big. I'm just worried about the whole painting part now. Come on. There's probably going to be a lot of airbrush, which I'm not that good at, because the only thing I've really done with the airbrush is basically just priming miniatures. So doing actual color work with the airbrush is going to be a learning curve for sure. Oops, let me squeeze out, yeah, there's a bunch of squeeze out in here. And it's kind of hard to figure out, like, to get a sense of scale until you start putting it together, because I was like, yeah, this thing's gonna be big, but it was all nebulous and numbers in my head. Now that it's actually going together, I'm like, holy shit, where am I gonna put this for display, for one, because it's not gonna fit in my display cabinet, I don't think, unless it might, if I magnetized. No, it wouldn't. No, it'd be too wide. I don't know. But yeah, this thing is ridiculous. Why do I do this to myself? Why am I doing this? Because it's awesome. That's why I'm doing it. Okay, so he's stuck on the base. Now let's get the body back. And I wanted to give it a few extra minutes before I start putting the other pieces on. Give the legs a little bit more time to cure. Okay, so what do we do next? The neck or the tail? Should bring up a picture because I'm not sure if the tail actually wraps around, because if it does, that might be an issue. Let's go check that out. It does actually wrap around. Okay. So let's do the head and the neck. That's a good idea. Is this the part? Yeah, that's the part. There. And this goes here. Okay. All right, so move the body out of the way because I think we have to do a little bit of cleanup on this because I haven't cleaned up the parts. Just making sure I didn't forget to take off some supports, which happens all the time, especially on something this big. So I think after this guy's done, I have a few projects I can work on. So maybe I'll take a vote. So another project I was working on before this one is Persephone by Witch Song Studios. So basically it's a woman on a horse with a big ass door as a shield. Looks really, really awesome. But I was working on that. It's not done yet, it's nowhere near done. But it's primed and I started painting it. But another project I want to work on is a Gundam model that I picked up. I went to an anime expo that was here a couple months ago, and I went with my daughter and I picked up a Gundam model. So what would you guys want to see next? Me finishing painting a project I already started, or starting work on a Gundam model? A pretty big Gundam model. And I do plan on putting it together and painting it. So that's also going to be a pretty long journey to get done. It could be OnlyFans content, maybe. But the Gundam, it's basically just a huge mech. It's from an anime series, one of many anime series. I think they're still making episodes. It started in like the 80s. But yeah, I can do the Gundam. The Gundam's going to be a fun kit to put together. After I'm done sanding this, I can maybe show the box on the camera, although the box is massive, so you might not be able to see it, but I will try nonetheless. Not quite the same. Come on. There we go. That's what I was looking for. Again, we're just trying to get rid of some of these nubs from the supports. pretty good. Man, this one had a lot of support. Exacto knife. Okay. Some of these scales. This side looks mostly fine now. Okay, think we're good. Let's just flatten this a little bit. I am putting together a big yitcher. If anybody's curious, the scale on this is 75 millimeters. So basically 75 millimeters would be equivalent to, well, to scale, a 6-foot person would be 75 millimeters tall. At least that's my understanding of how scale works. But yes, this is a very massive model. I figured it'd be a good challenge. This one, it's actually pretty good. Doesn't seem like it needs a ton. Just a few of the crystal surfaces need a bit of sanding. Yeah, I definitely think for next time, I'll have a picture down in the corner of what the final figure is supposed to look like. I'm probably not going to paint it in exactly the same colors as Loot Studios did, but it should give you an idea of what the finished figure will look like. Okay, maybe I was wrong. Maybe there's more sanding than I thought on this one. How was this? Weird. I can't remember how it was placed on the build plate, because it only has support marks on the scales on this side, not on this side. So next big project, we'll work on the Gundam, at the very least, just to get it put together, because you don't need to paint it. I want to paint it, but I don't need to paint it, so I can get it all assembled and then take it apart and then paint it. And maybe we can work on Persephone in between. I'm gonna try to stream tomorrow, and I think I'll do Satisfactory tomorrow, because I have a lot of stuff I need to finish in Satisfactory too. I gotta finish the game, man. what, like 800 hours in, and I'm not done yet. And I probably have another couple hundred hours worth of work that I need to do to finish the game. At least the way I'm doing it. So I'll stream tomorrow and I'll do Satisfactory. And then try. I don't really have too much planned this weekend. That's a lot of hours, man. But I want to finish it. I don't want this to be like Skyrim where I have 4 different copies of Skyrim and I've never actually finished the main story. So I want to try to finish it at least once. But yeah, I don't have a lot of plans this weekend, so I'm hoping to be able to do another hobby stream either Saturday night or Sunday during the day. And then maybe because Monday's Monday's a holiday, maybe I'll do a stream on Monday. I haven't decided what yet, but yeah, tomorrow for sure I'll do a Satisfactory stream. I can't do hobbying every day because then I'll get sick of it and then I won't want to do it anymore. Or at least I don't want to stream hobbying every day. Because I don't want this to feel like a job, right? Sure, that's what she said. I'll give that one to you. Okay, I think that's about as good as we're gonna get it for now. Plus, that gave us an extra few minutes for the glue to cure. Now all we need is an emote for it. Which I have no idea how to make emotes, so I am not going to do that right now. I do want to teach myself how to edit videos though. Considering I have plenty of time, I might as well learn it. And I could do shorts and YouTube videos and stuff, which may be interesting. All right, let's mix up some more glue. Whoop. Oh, Jesus. Almost had a heart attack. God, that would have sucked if the dragon would have fallen off the desk and just sort of shattered. That's actually what happened for my Persephone statue that I was working on. I was working on it, and because this is the actual second iteration of it, so I had it on my desk and one of the cats knocked it over onto the ground and it shattered in a bajillion pieces. So I just left it for like 6 months. and then reprinted it. Okay, so let's put this in a way so that it doesn't fall over. Yeah, I'm not sure when I'm gonna start. Maybe I'll wait until the dragon's fully assembled before I start editing videos, but I don't know. I don't really have a lot going on right now other than like house things that I'm dealing with. But eventually I'll get to it at some point. Just as a test, put some glue here. These holes don't actually correspond to anything, but I want to see if they'll help it stick a bit more by putting some sort of structure on the inside that also sticks to the outside. I don't know. I have no idea what I'm doing most of the time, so we're all figuring this out together. Ah, God. Couldn't one-hand it this time. I don't think I put too much of the epoxy, so I don't think it'll squeeze out too much. But we'll find out. Oh God, so spiky. Okay, so this goes here. Getting a little bit of squeeze out. That's what she said. Oh man. Maybe we should stop. Maybe. Yeah, that's fine. Let's hold this for a minute. Yep. Definitely a huge miniature. This would be awesome for a D&D game. Imagine if I was running a D&D game and this was like the big bad of the campaign. Just put it down on the table in front of the players. Okay, that's good, I think, as long as I don't mess with it too much. Okay, let's put the head on. Okay. Ouch. No, that did not look right. Okay, what the hell? Oh yeah, okay. This is awkward to hold. Oh, sweet. No squeeze out. Okay, so I need to hold this for a minute, but I can't press down too hard. But I do need to make sure that it's aligned. Oh my god, this is so awkward. Okay. All right. We are going to sit here for a minute while I wait for the super glue to do its thing. Come on, you can do it. There. That makes it a little bit easier. And I see some spots that I missed sanding. Damn it. Oh well. I could sand them later. Yeah. Yeah, you got it. Fusroda. It's funny though, because in Skyrim, I don't usually use the shouts very often. It's a fun game. I still have it installed on my main PC, and I installed a mod pack on it that adds something like 3,000 mods to it. Completely changes the game. And yeah, me too. And makes it look like really, really nice. Takes a long time to get those mods installed though. Yeah, I do the same thing in Starfield too. I keep forgetting that I have these special powers and I never use them. The one I installed is called Nolvis. It's a mod pack and it has like 3,000 different mods on it. I think it includes a CBB mod, but I can't remember. But yeah, it's insane. And it makes the game harder too. I think I died 10 times when I started a new game after installing it. Just walking out of like the first town I was in. It was a little bit irritating at first. Oh god, guys. It's real. I think it's actually, I don't think it's actually big boobs mod. I think it's more better bodies. And I don't know what the E stands for, but yes. Oh man, there's a lot of spots that I missed sanding. God damn. Okay, well, whatever. I will have to do that another time. Okay, so let's see how this tail works. Because I don't know if I fully assemble the tail will I be able to put the dragon onto the base? Or do I have to keep the tail separate? Ow, so many spikes. So let's see. You would go here, ouch, like that. And then like that. Yeah, I think it'll be fine. You go here. Yeah, that'll work. Oh my gosh. Look at this nonsense. Look at it. Like, look at that. So freaking huge. This is a Space Marine. You can actually play Warhammer on the base. Oh my gosh. It is a lot of spiky bits and it makes it really hard to handle. That's what she said. It is gonna look cool. It's gonna be incredible. I just hope that I can paint it in a way to do it justice. All right. Let's set you aside and give the head and neck a little bit of time, extra time. Not sure if it's so much spiked for her pleasure as maybe the opposite. Alright. What's this weird gap? There's like a tiny little hole here. Huh. That's weird. Might need to use a little bit of epoxy putty on that. I don't know, maybe somebody's into that. I'm sure there's a website for that. There we go. Okay. Yeah, that is the world we live in. For better or for worse. There. Man, they really went ham on supports on this part. Oh, I missed a couple. Maybe I should start curing the pieces before I take the supports off. They seem to come off a little bit cleaner. Maybe I need to do a little bit of experimentation. Although that might just be for like the super tiny micro supports. Okay. I think I got everything. Let's check the other parts. So what do we think for color schemes? My idea is to paint it in kind of like a purplish gray base color. So most of it will be purplish gray, highlighted, all that fun stuff. But I have these color shift paints that I bought, and I wanted to maybe have it color shift between the purplish gray and green, depending on how you look at it. What the heck is millennial gray? Is that a thing now? Do I have to start painting all my house in millennial gray? Great. I'll go get a couple of gallons of paint and start on that. I'm sure it'll make the house look incredible. But yeah, so I was thinking purple gray for the main color. That color shifts into green, which I'm gonna have to do some tests before we do that. And then these crystals that are sticking out everywhere, make them purple, like actual purple. I think that'll look good. Yeah, I'll get right on that. I'll have to buy 3 more bottles of resin though, because this took almost 3.5 bottles of resin to print, and it's mostly hollow. Maybe this will be the paint scheme test, and then when I'm done that, I'll print another one and paint it the exact same color. No, I will not do that, because that is insane. Okay, you're good, you're good. What about you? I don't need this one right now. Wait. Okay, yeah, it's among this edge. It almost looked like this one didn't have any supports at all. That's true, but I'm not running a D&D campaign. So screw that, I'm not doing this twice. I think once is enough for now. Unless somebody pays me a shit ton of money to do it. Yeah, the second big bad can be the Gundam. And then the third can be Persephone once I finish painting her. Huh. I guess either there weren't a lot of supports or they came off super clean on this. There's a few holes though, which I think is fine. Kind of want to play D&D again, but I don't know if I want to deal with all the scheduling issues and like prepping and all that stuff. It was a lot of work. Probably a lot of unnecessary work, but it was fun. Maybe I should just get one of those AI apps that runs a campaign for you. Okay, I think this part's good. What about the last tail part? A few spots. Have sanding sticks or files that are small enough to get in all the small nooks and crannies. All right. Nope. I thought we were good. We were not good. Just trying to get the high spots. Okay, I think we're good. All right. Brush off most of the dust. Put you here. All right. More glue. Come on. It's a good thing I got these big things for the epoxy glue. Could have got like one of those small syringe doodads, but I probably would have ran out. Good one, Roman. Good one. Mixy, mixy. Okay. All right. Man, this is so big. I need to make space. I don't want to put too much weight on the head and neck. Okay, so which way do you go? This way. It'll probably help if I was doing this under the camera so that you can see what the hell I was doing. Okay, let's see if we can do the same thing as the last one. Glob a little bit of glue. Yeah, that's not gonna really help, is it? Okay, well, whatever. We'll see. Come on. Let's go. Is this actually empty? No, there's still some in it. Come on. Uno momento. There. There we go. That's what we wanted. This one is just the Gorilla Super Glue Gel. Just because I needed a gel super glue. If I don't necessarily need gel, I just grab whatever's cheap on Amazon. So, but yeah, I specifically wanted gel for this just because of the gap filling. Because I knew there was going to be some gaps, so having it as a gel just makes it a little bit easier. I don't have to worry about the surface being like a perfect match and perfectly smooth, because the gel sort of fills that in for you. Okay, so let's hold this for a minute. Feels like the super glue grabbed on enough now. Okay. Next part is you. Man, I need a bigger desk. And this desk is actually pretty big. The desk is actually a countertop from IKEA on legs. Because it was cheaper than buying one of their desk kits. I got the countertop, the legs, and drawers, and it came up to less than buying one of their actual desk setups, including shipping. So, plus it's a countertop, so if I cut into it and drop stuff on it, I don't really care too much. It adds character to it. I am thinking of taking the legs off and putting like a sit-stand desk frame on it, but that'll be a little ways down the line, I think. Because then that way I could raise the desk up if I'm doing something like this and I need to stand up to do some of it. Or I could raise it up so I don't have to lower my chair so I can get my legs under it. Okay, this is going to be a little bit awkward to hold, so let's grab it like this. Doobie doobie doo. Okay. I think we're good. Whew. Okay, next part. Okay. That feels like it's too much. It's starting to tack up, so we might have to mix some for the last part of the tail. But we'll see. Yeah, this way. A little bit of squeeze out. Okay, what about on this side? Nope. Okay, good. Whoops. Okay, let's not jinx it. Okay. I need to not be impatient and give it the time it needs to grab and hold. I do not need it to break or not stick right now. Just wiping some of the squeeze out. It's probably not a good idea to get it all over my fingers, but it's fine. It can't be that toxic, can it? Okay, I think we're good. Last part of the tail, guys. How's the glue? I'm gonna mix up a little bit of fresh. Just because. Just a little bit. And a little dollop. Okay, so I think instead of trying to put it in this tiny hole, that's what she said, I'm gonna dab it on here. Okay. And then we grab a few drops of super glue. It's probably way too much for this size, but it's all good. And this goes this way. Last piece of the tail. Breathe, be patient, and don't sneeze or cough or get startled in any way. Okay, it looks like the super glue grabbed, but I'm gonna give it another few seconds because I do not want this to fall apart. Okay. Woo! Oh my god. My heart's going. And I got some glue on my nice painting mat, but that's okay because that's what the mat is there for. All right, I think that's enough for tonight. It was epic because I'll get that in. Look. Yeah, well, tell her that she should try building this. but look at it. That's insane. Bring it back so the side camera can see more of it. And this is without the wings. Like, holy jeez. So I'll put some, I'll try to get some nice pictures of it, and I'll put them up on my Instagram. But goddamn, guys, look at that. Give me just 1 minute. Sorry about that. My daughter came in to say goodnight because she's going to bed. I do have a personal Discord that I have my friends on, and I am working on setting up a Discord just for the streams. So I will be adding that, but I'm not quite there yet. Soon. And the OnlyFans will be soon also. Maybe. But no, I am actually working on a server just for the stream community. So I will be putting that up on my profile at some point. But yeah, but look at that. That is insane. So I think that's enough for tonight. And tomorrow night I will stream some Satisfactory, which will be fun. Work on more blueprints and make them look cool and make them be functional. And then hopefully sometime this weekend, because I don't have any other plans right now, I can do another stream for the dragon and maybe we can finish the wings. And the wings shouldn't take too long, and then maybe we can do some color tests. I'll prime some failed prints because I do have a couple of failed prints. These I tried painting, but I think the purple's too intense on this. But yeah, I'll prime these and then we can work on the wings on the next stream. And we can try to figure out a color scheme to do the rest of this monstrosity. So thank you for hanging out. It was fun. And I hope you have a good rest of your night. And if you don't come into the stream tomorrow, have a great weekend. And I will see you next time.